There's another thing that I think you guys would be better off knowing about.
Well, let us know.
It has to do with a port strike that I never heard about. Maybe you guys heard about it.
Pork or port?
Port. There was a port strike because the containers apparently were. Well, they were hearing a bunch of kids screams coming from these containers. You can't make this stuff up. But then it was talked about.
Staff here at the port became aware of screaming and banging coming from a container from that particular ship.
Pounding and beating on the walls of that trailer, trying to get out.
And if you can imagine the heat, no air conditioning.
Can we just think for a moment of what it must have been like for those 39 people, obviously in a desperate and dangerous situation, for their lives to end, suffocated to death in a container.
Found the trailers with a body outside and several that they could visibly see inside once the doors were open.
35 patients were found in the container when we first arrived.
You don't end up with 35 people in a container for no reason.
So we sent the truck out to pick up the container.
Started pulling it up. It was so heavy, it just it broke the winch. I saw it myself. I couldn't believe it. And just little bitty babies, just all torn to pieces. Their heads chopped off, arms, legs, just...
A gruesome discovery. Police say they found 39 bodies inside a container truck.
The court's paperwork is giving us a better idea of what exactly happened in those shipping containers.
We hope that those responsible for putting these people in such humane conditions are prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
What I found interesting also was that they went from, there was 39 people in there, there was 36 people in there, there was 35 people in there.
People might have been perishing.
Yeah, or well, these are apparently all dead people, I guess.
Oh, already.
Maybe,
dead.
I don't know if they were dead or not. I guess I don't remember if they said they're all dead, but it's almost like there's people just missing from the group. Like there was 39, yeah, and then it went down to 36. So it's almost like the government came and took 3 of them. Now there's only 36. Then there's 35. So you can almost see this progression.
Right.
The amount of people in the container was actually just disappearing. It was like, actually, there was only 12 people in the container.
I think this has a lot to do with less with the government and more with human trafficking. I would not be surprised at all to learn that human traffickers are using these cargo containers to ship people.
What's also interesting is if you ask Google AI about the port strike going on, it says, it talks about the 45,000 members of the International Longshoremen's Association. They go on this strike, but it has nothing to do, according to Google, it has nothing to do with people being found in containers. And in fact, what we just watched, all that footage was in 2014. So that was 2014 footage, August 16th.
And it looks like it was in London.
Yeah. And so they found 35. Surprised that didn't shrink down to 12 or 5 or whatever. Went from 39 to 35, I guess, on what the news people were saying in the videos. But so this is where you can read a little bit about it, screaming and banging and all this was going on. But again, this has nothing to do with the port strike that is going on. As of at least 2024, there was a port strike.
I remember us talking about that because what was a big quandary was China was trying to automate their ports utilizing AI and AI autonomous drivers to transfer those cargo bays, and they were putting a strike up because they didn't want their jobs to be replaced by automation.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah, so who knows? Maybe that's why it was, or maybe it's because they found a bunch of people in these shipping containers, and that's why they're actually going on strike. It's hard to tell. You guys will have to be the judge.
It raises other questions, like were those people being brought over against their will because they were being trafficked, or were they coming over because they were trying to immigrate into the country purposely, and someone promised them, we'll get you into the country, just get into this cargo, container, we'll get you in. It seems like there's a lot of questions surrounding this that there's no answers to.
Well, I'm glad the both of you are starting to finally believe and come to the faith.
Well, like I said in the beginning, you guys saved me.
Well, it wasn't really us. It was the government through us.
The collective.
You can call it that.
Mm.
And I think I've proven that you can teach an old dog new tricks.
There is another conspiracy now with Epstein on Fortnite. I guess Epstein has an account and it's still active. I mean, it doesn't get any more sick than that. Like, after everything he's done, and he goes and makes a Fortnite appearance, I guess. He's not actually on there, but his account is still active.
Faking your death and people finding out that you're still alive because you bought items on Fortnite. People who are way smarter than I am found out his email was linked to this Fortnite account. This Fortnite account is still active. So either he's still alive or the kids are playing on his Fortnite account. And honestly, if it was the kids, I wouldn't even be surprised. Like look at these stats. This is not a bad player. I don't think he's that good at Fortnite.
It's that sick. And it makes all of his parents feel awkward, kind of like when you're sitting at a barbershop and the barber turns you towards the other guy and they turn the other guy towards you, and now you guys just have to sit there and stare at each other.
Yeah, I usually keep my eyes closed when I'm in the barber's anyway, so I got that covered.
Sounds like you're a smart man.
I try to learn from experience.
Well, that reminds me of the last thing that I wanted to remind people of. We talk about a lot here on the Matrix Network about the Matrix, perceptions, illusions, reality. But I think there's no better example of that to remind you guys. A lot of things we talked about today, a lot of those things are realities. But a lot of those things also, we're still trying to figure out how much of that is our perceptions, our fears, all integrated into this idea of trying to create a fortress so we feel safe. And we want others to feel safe. And that's fair too. But when you go to McDonald's, and you know how in these new restaurants, they put up these screens, like you don't talk to a cash register really anymore. You have to go to these screens. I think that is the real Matrix. Because, you can't go up to a person at the front cash register and say, yeah, you know what? I would like 2,490 burgers. They'll laugh at you like, oh, you're joking again, reality.
No, somebody actually did this in one of those.
Yeah, so this person,
kiosks, I think they're called.
Yeah. And this person I'm going to show you, you can tell because you're going to see their face. This is not a satire. They're not joking. They really want $2,300 worth of burgers. Hey, look at that. He's a professional Fortnite player.
That's Ernest Hemingway.
Look at that finger action.
Oh, yeah, look at that finger action. Absolutely,
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a gamer if I've ever seen one. Look at that. We're at 4,000. I mean, he's going for a world record here.
Nobody's going to be able to match his freak.
I mean, he's almost at 550,000 calories.
Wait a second. The important thing we're missing is they are Happy Meals.
There you go.
They're Happy Meals.
Maybe he's trying to feed the children.
Oh, he's
or lure them.
Yeah.
See, he look at his face.
Better check his laptop.
Like he's making sure he maxes out on points. Yeah, he ain't laughing.
Yeah.
See, that's real.
Yeah.
And so as you see this, remember, there's people out there
who are really hungry.
That really think reality is reality. Let that sink in.
I don't even know what the cooks back in the back would do. I don't think they even had that many patties and buns. They'd have to. I don't even know. They'd have to do something.
I really want a cheeseburger right now.
Yeah, I know. That sounds kind of good.
5 bedrooms. Yeah, 5. All cardboard, all ours.
Sealing this wall so the window.
You see that hallway? Carpet, lights, the whole
Bedroom
thing.
1 even got a pillow. It's luxury,
Best mansion
man.
on the block. Welcome. Check it out, man. 5 bedrooms. Yeah, 5. All cardboard, all ours.
All cardboard.
It's actually a museum.
Well, that's what I want you guys to remember. There are people out there that believe these things. And then there's us, the ones who think we got it all put together, living in real houses, eating one happy meal, feeling like there's a reality of normality. But there's a lot of people out there who says, no, we're actually the deceived ones. They're the ones that really figured it out. That guy was living in a 5-bedroom mansion. He actually wrote mansion on it.
How many baths?
I don't know. We didn't get the full tour.
Was that the owner, that guy at McDonald's buying all the hamburgers to feed all of his workers?
That's what I was looking at. I was like, that's a very good possibility. But they think we've got it all wrong. Well, actually, they might have figured out the system. You can get a 5-bedroom, cardboard, full deluxe mansion for free. Well, we're over here slaving over $1,200 for like a studio apartment.
I don't know. It looked like that guy, it looked like he had an electrician going in there. Like there was actually wires hanging from the ceiling. Like they were actually doing work,
I think there's
plumbing.
Yeah, I think they're still remodeling everything, but they figured it out.
It looked like it was in mid-construction. They still needed to do some work on it, but I think it would have eventually, it would have looked fine. Yeah, I'd worry a little bit about the rain, but other than that, I think on a sunny day, it would be great.
That's the question. Who's really figured it out? Us or them?
Is it always sunny in Philadelphia?
Well, I appreciate all the insight that this episode has brought this week. I'm also glad to be back from the deep depths of skepticism and back to reality.
You were in those bowels.
Yeah, I'm always in the bowels. Yeah.
Well, not now. Now you're out of the bowels.
I felt like I was stuck in a pea trap.
Plop back down into, reality.
Yeah, somebody poked me out.
Yeah, snap back to reality.
Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode as well.
Oh, yeah?
There was a lot in here. Hopefully it was insightful. Hopefully it was thought-provoking, as always. But when we leave now, I want you guys to remember one thing. I want you to like this video. I want you to leave a comment. And I want you to share this video. And most importantly, I want you guys to subscribe. But as always, this fine gentleman here, that's colleague, and that is Elder. And as always, I am host. And this has been this week's episode of the Matrix Network.
Nice. They're not eating the cats.